The mission was to stop the Netherese necromancer Idris from raising an undead army. Neither Soulhearth nor any of the guards has returned. I need you to travel to the Ebon Downs and find out what happened. Once you reach the Downs, meet with the tavern owner Melville Stoutheart. He's an old friend and can likely tell you more.
What can I help you with, traveler? Sergeant Knox sent you? That's excellent news. We're all very worried about the Doom Guide. He entered the ghost town of Grimhollow and never returned. Please, feel free to use my inn while you're here as well. Frankly, I could use the business. When last I saw him, Doom Guide Soulhearth asked me about a ritual to summon the ghost of Grimhollow's last mayor, Galwin Grist. If you were to summon the ghost, he may be able to tell you where the Doom Guide went. The ritual is quite simple. All you need do is gather one of the flowers known as the Loon's Tears and burn it in the brazier found amid the ruins of Grist's old home.
What brings you to the ruins of Grimhollow? You seek Doomguide Soulhearth. He yet lives, though most of his men are dead. Even now he struggles to protect the ghosts of Grimhollow from the minions of Idris. The forces arrayed against him are too powerful. I fear he is doomed to fail. But that may yet change if you will lend us your aid. The necromancer Idris is using her hellish powers to enslave the ghosts of Grimhollow for some fiendish purpose. She has sent her white minions into Grimhollow to drive the ghosts into the marshes for her soul slavers. Defeat these whites and help protect the dead. The ghosts of Grimhollow no longer recognize this cold and desolate place. Without a connection to their past lives, they are confused and vulnerable. This makes them easy prey for Idris and her minions. Enter the abandoned homes of Grimhollow and relight the cold hearths found there. Once the home fires are burning, the ghosts will remember and be drawn to safety. Without her shepherds, Idris will have fewer souls to torment. You have done well. This will be a great relief to Doomguide Soulhearth. The ghosts of Grimhollow cannot feel the warmth of those fires, but the spark of fond memories will warm their souls tonight. Thank you for this small mercy. You have done much for us here, but to stop Idris, you will need to join forces with Doomguide Vesper Soulhearth. You will find him at the old temple of Kelemvor. Tell him what you have done for us, and I am certain he will trust you as I do.
There is much to be done. I owe you my thanks. Your efforts in the village have disrupted Idris's plans. Now is the time to take the fight to her. This temple of Kelemvor provides us with a haven against Idris's army of undead, but it is not as secure as it should be. Grave robbers have broken into the crypts beneath the temple, breaking the mystical seals that ensure those who are buried there remain at rest. I need you to enter the crypt, relight the sacred braziers, and bring back the broken seals. I can repair the seals, and the holy fires will keep any more of the undead from entering the crypt.
There is a set of blessed scales that I believe were buried in the barrow of the Templars here in Silverwisp Swamp. I've tried to get through myself, but have had no luck. These scales may be able to help us in the fight against Idris. Go to the barrow and retrieve the scales. Be wary though. These old barrows are filled with traps and the newly risen dead.
Much to be done. Well done. We can rest a little easier knowing the undead are not prowling beneath our very feet.
Well done. It is good that such an artifact is in the hands of the Doom Guides.
Idris has used magical shards of an artifact called the Death Knell to seal the entrance to her fortress. You must destroy the shards before you can enter the Royal Rise and stop Idris's evil. But be warned, the shards are hidden in the ancient barrows of Ebon Downs and guarded by powerful wights. Idris repeatedly sends hordes of undead against the temple in an attempt to destroy us. Even with Kelemvor's aid, we have been hard-pressed to resist them. And with each assault we repulse, we're left with fewer defenders. I'm not sure we can fend off another attack, but if you were to take the fight to the undead, we might stand a chance. Hunt down the zombies that gather in the marshes. There is much to be done. Excellent. With each shard destroyed, the fortress grows more vulnerable. However, path to Idris is still far from clear. Well done. This will weaken Idris's armies considerably. Now, with Kelemvor's aid, we just may survive the next assault. Idris is attempting to use something called the Direhelm Forge to create an army of undead spirits under her control. This forge seems to be fueled by the souls of the departed. Idris has sent Shadar-kai soul slavers to capture the ghosts of innocents buried in the Downs. We must stop this evil, for the sake of those poor departed souls, and to disrupt the creation of more Direhelm soldiers. Idris is almost vulnerable, but there are 3 final shards still sealing the way. They are protected by the Drowned King, the most powerful of all the Barrow Lords. Defeating him and destroying the shards won't be easy, but it is the only way to reach Idris's fortress.
But one game I'm actually happy is Cyberpunk 2027, the game I've been playing for a bit. They updated it, so it's a lot more a lot less pain in the neck to do stuff now in that game. And pretty much Cyberpunk is the cup of tea that I'm looking for. Most of them don't care too much about for the Godsman. I think the storyline was hilarious, to be honest. But I did really enjoy killing all those champions and going to a bunch of different goals. And Borderlands 3, with all the DLCs and the regular gameplay, I own every exotic weapon in the game. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they did. Yeah, then Borderlands 2 had mono weapons, and then it decided in Borderlands 3 to add those mono weapons as normal weapons in Borderlands 3. And all that. The drop rate was pretty bad for the weapon. Then after you do get the weapon, the rolls and the damage on the weapon was pretty bad. So then you know you do get a exotic weapon in the game, you could get a pretty bad exotic weapon in the game. Yeah, so that's why Borderlands 3 they changed it, make it Borderlands 4 where they make it a lot lower chance for exotics to drop. No problem. Yeah, I work today. Yeah. Alright.
There is much to be done. I can scarce believe my ears. Idris slain and the Direhelm Forge destroyed? Your victory is complete. You deserve thanks and praise from both the living and the dead.
With Idris destroyed, you have done a great deed for Ebon Downs. You should head back to Neverwinter and tell Sergeant Knox what has happened here. I'm certain he'll want to know more, and I think there are far greater adventures ahead for you, my friend.
The stench.
Alright. So we're going with this one right here, the bottom one. And pretty much when you do that, you add more powers to your things you can do.
We must lay the dead to rest.
I think I already know what this one is, but we're going to check it out just in case.
Protector's Enclave needs your help. That's an amazing tale. I shudder to think what might have happened if you hadn't been there to stop the mad revenant and her nightmarish engine. But evil rarely sleeps. And already I may have another situation brewing outside the city.
You're building a name for yourself as a real hero in Neverwinter. I suspect you can feel the new potential to grow stronger. You should speak with your trainer about your choice of Paragon path.
The Weave holds many mysteries. Are you here to aid in my research? As a wizard, your two Paragon paths ahead are the Thaumaturge and the Arcanist. Thaumaturges focus on mastering the natural elements of fire and ice. Arcanists focus on the mysteries of the arcane and mastery of lightning. Whatever you choose, I look forward to seeing the hero you become.
I think you're ready to consider building some more powerful allies from all across Faerun. Head over to the Guild Registrar across the city and see what they can offer.
It's a joyous... We need your help to make sure our festivities are as wondrous and lively as possible. We ordered many fireworks from across the Sword Coast to prepare, but they have all been lost or stolen. Please gather as many fireworks as you can from around the city and beyond. I've been told there are crates scattered throughout Protector's Enclave, and some citizens have seen villains carrying more out of the city. If you can retrieve enough of them, we just might save the celebration.
So far we got 75. I'm trying to go for... I don't think I want that. A galaxy thing, a rope, a jellyfish, a pig. I think we might go for this thing. Maybe. Let's see. Fire, hell. Fire. Yeah. Yeah. If we do get enough points, I will do this. Go for this right here, the summon.
Good, you're back. The road ahead will be more challenging, but I doubt that will slow you down.
If you would credit it, I've heard that the Icehammer dwarves have dredged up some ancient evil on Icespire Peak. I don't know the details, but it must be pretty serious, because they've even been calling for outside assistance to help them deal with it. Neverwinter has profited in the past few years from Icehammer mithril flowing through the port. Since their recent troubles, the mithril is dried up. It might be worth your while to go talk to them.
Alright, people, that's gonna be the end of our live stream. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.